Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Elevating Your Life. And we are going to be elevated today. This is going to be so fun. We have with us today Jenny Mannion. She is an international best-selling author, speaker, highly sought after intuitive self-love activator, and media personality. She graduated from Penn State with a BA in psychology and a keen interest in how our minds work. I love that. Jenny is certified in over 15 healing modalities, including you're going to have to help me with that, Jenny. Reconnective healing. There we go. The Akashic records and shamanism. I love that. Jenny's intuitive gifts led her to create the online class Embracing Bliss and the highly popular app Love 365. Jenny's profound story and work has been featured on PBS, iHeartRadio, HuffPost, ABC Talk Radio, and many other national and regional TV and radio shows. Jenny, you are so awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
You are so awesome, Paula. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Except when I get stuck on a word occasionally.
That's what we all do that.
That older lady eyes and not wearing my glasses. Well, I would love to have you share a little more of your background and kind of what brought you to where we are at this moment.
Well, I found my way here. I was sick, chronically ill for 7 years. I wound up healing myself in 3 weeks by really changing my thoughts, which changed my energy when doctors said I'd wind up in a wheelchair. And that just opened the spiritual floodgates to more. I want to learn more. How does the mind affect the body, and how can we use more tools to live our best life? So it started with my health and then continued to relationships and my job and everything. Really, once you start opening that door and recognizing how powerful your thoughts are and move past your past stories and limitations, the whole world opens up to you. And I've just loved showing people. I love sharing easy tools. In the last 15 years has really been about getting more and more certifications, because I love to learn, because I want to just fill that spiritual toolbox, because I know everyone is different. So I want to be able to help people with tools that will resonate with them.
Yes. And oh my gosh, I think it's just so fascinating that you share the healing that you were able to do for yourself. I mean, that just shows us really the power and what we have inside us, doesn't it?
It really does. And I didn't know at the time I could feel better, because doctors were saying I wouldn't. But I knew that the mind was something that I hadn't worked with in healing. You really start believing all the doctors and you do the physical things that you can, but no one had said to me, meditate. No one had said to me, where are your thoughts? Are you focusing on the pain? Are you focusing on gratitude? No one had introduced those ideas to me when I was ill. So when I did come across that, I was like, okay, that's all I'm doing. I'm just diving in, and I'll take every day at a time, but I'm going to dive in and focus my energy on gratitude, on the parts of my body that don't hurt, on the goodness in life, instead of focusing on all my limitations and my stories.
Yes, yes. And I'm curious, what triggered you to take these steps?
There were a couple of things. I had met a woman in my life and had started to recognize I'd refused pain pills for a while, but when I met her, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a quarter of the dosage just so I can go for a walk with her. And I'd started rediscovering myself, because sometimes when you get married and have kids, you kind of lose your identity. You become mom, your wife, your whatever your job title is, you're all of these things, but I had lost some of who I was. That helped tremendously. And then seeing the movie The Secret was the other catalyst, really focusing on gratitude, focusing on the potential of every cell is being created in every moment. We're 99.99% new in 11 months. So what information am I giving myself by laying there, cradling my legs and saying how much they hurt? I'm really not allowing any other possibility, and not to minimize pain because it's real and attention getting, but we have the choice to even momentarily try to switch our attention.
What we focus on our attention. And that is just mind-boggling. 99% new in 11 months. I mean,
Yeah,
that's exciting.
it
really
is exciting. It's like infinite potential.
It's like, this pain is old. This pain is getting older. It's going away. It's moving on.
Absolutely.
I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I've had 3 neck surgeries, and I literally would just sit and give my neck Reiki. I was off pain pills in 3 days.
Wow.
With each surgery. It's just, I mean, it's amazing what different modalities, that are out there, what we can do for ourselves. So it's kind of exciting when you're going through something to know that there are other avenues to work with as well.
Yeah. And luckily now too, there's so many different healing practitioners and coaches. And I mean, there is literally something for everyone.
Yes. I love it. And I call it Reiki soup, add in the shamanism, quantum healing. It's all so fun. Well, something that you help others with, and I think is so fantastic to talk about, is awakening deep self-love. Tell us a little bit about your perspectives on that and tools.
Well, I know that a lot of us have limited self-love, limited self-worth. It can be from our past stories, from our parents, from relationships, from teachers, from jobs. And we don't really embrace the compliments. We usually embrace and repeat the negative things that we've been told. And they really go into our subconscious and feed that story that we tell ourselves. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not, the list goes on and on and on of all the things we tell ourselves we're not capable of. When we start showing gratitude for ourselves, when we start focusing on our gifts, we really start to empower ourselves. We move from that disempowerment to empowerment and start believing, you know what, I am worthy of healthy relationships all around me. I am worthy of a healthy body, mind, and spirit. So it really is important to tap into that self-love and to know we are worthy, to start really letting that inform our lives, start letting go of the unhealthy relationships that we might have attracted from that unhealthy place, the unhealthy habits that were some kind of self-sabotage or soothing mechanism, and replace them with healthier habits. So we do have the ability to do this, but it really takes that awareness and that self-love and telling ourselves it's okay, giving ourselves permission to do that without feeling guilty or selfish, knowing that we have to take care of ourselves first.
Yes, and to just be ourselves and love ourselves for our uniqueness, that really sets us free. I've been interviewing amazing guests over 6 years now, and I remember in the very beginning, I wanted to end the show with love, hugs, and blessings, and I said, oh, everybody's going to think I'm a weirdo if I tell them I love them. But I do. So I'm going to, and
I love that. And I love love. And
yes. And that's a huge part of self-love, isn't it? Is just, I'm just going to be me and love me. And that's
yeah. And when friends ask you how you're doing, not saying the worst thing that's going on in your life, but being like, you know what, I am fantastic. And guess what amazing thing happened to me? And guess what amazing thing is going on in my life? And sharing that, we really do inspire other people to also focus on those positive aspects of their lives.
Yes. And something you have talked about is you have self-love tips for deeper awareness, and becoming more aware is a huge thing. So tell us a bit about that, Jenny.
Yeah, it is so important to just stop ourselves and listen to the self-talk. That was really important in my healing, to hear the words I was saying to myself. So many times we can do or say something and be like, oh, I'm so stupid. you're not stupid. It was something that maybe if you had thought about it a little more, you would have done a little differently. So sometimes there can be times during the day. The times during the day that are most powerful to tune into your self-talk are in the morning when you're just getting out of bed. What's your self-talk? Are you like raring and ready to go? Or are you debating all the horrendous things you have to do on your to-do list? What are you putting out there in the morning? Gratitude is huge. And at night too, because our subconscious is kind of tuned in there. So are you lamenting something you didn't do that day? Are you giving yourself credit for the things that you did get done that day? I love the shower too. Always give that time, especially for busy moms that are like, I have no time. Well, you have the shower. Usually you're alone in the shower. You do have that time to focus on what do you want that day? What are you grateful for that day? Are you feeling the water? Water is a healing element. Are you feeling the water washing away negativity? You can imagine the negativity going down the drain. Really focusing on the present moment. And as many times as we can bring ourselves back during the day, it's like we're reclaiming our power. Every time we call ourselves back to the present moment. Sometimes I'll have clients set an alarm on their phone for every couple of hours to just be like, hey, where was I the last 5 minutes? What was I telling myself? What was I doing? And we can do that. And in 30 seconds, we can start changing our energy if we start focusing on something we're grateful for, or maybe give ourselves permission to experience joy that day, a walk in nature, or reading a book, whatever it is that's going to bring us some joy.
And, something that brings us joy or a thought of what we're grateful for can be just a small, simple thing. And that can really set the tone of our day. An example, my granddaughter and grandson, I take them to the bus stop sometimes. And here we are in the fall, and the sidewalk was covered with all these beautiful leaves. So we named that the autumn sidewalk. And it just put such a smile on our faces. And how beautiful, taking a moment to just how beautiful these fallen leaves are here in Washington.
Yeah, it can be an instant. It can be an instant, and it can totally change our energy and perspective.
It can. It really can. It really can. So tell us about some of the different things that you offer and you put out there for people that want to connect with you.
Yeah, I do a bunch of different things. Like I said, I work one-on-one with different healing, healing modalities and coaching. But I do love groups, and I do have a community online where I'm going to start offering, starting this month, every second Tuesday, a free half hour of healing energy. It's going to be based around a theme for the month, and that circle holding that energy, as well as I'm going to have a music of the plants machine hooked up to a plant that my mom gave me before she passed that is so dear to me. And that plant always plays music. So, and plants put out healing energy, and I'll be facilitating healing energy. So, and it's a little reminder of these, just tuning in the power of our energy. I also have Love 365, which is a little reminder every day about a little exercise you can do to bring in self-love, as well as an affirmation. Just these gentle little reminders. I believe in short tools that are easy. I know we're all busy, but I really do love helping people just recognize how beautiful everyone is. We all have our gifts. We all have our unique stories. And really it begins with us giving ourselves permission to open to that, to share that, not to judge ourselves so harshly, and to show up for ourselves the way we would for a loved one.
Yes, yes. So do you recommend every day speaking or writing down a little affirmation and a little something you're grateful for, just the little tools like that pretty much throughout the day?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever meets the least resistance, because we do tend to self-sabotage. So if you love to write, absolutely write down affirmations. If you feel more comfortable thinking or repeating something to yourself, that is definitely the way to go. It is really important to know how our brains work and how we will receive things and how we might resist things, and really being gentle to ourselves, because we're going to meet resistance no matter what. We're comfortable in our comfort zone, no matter how uncomfortable it is. So really being loving to ourselves. And yeah, sometimes when I was healing, the affirmation I was saying was, I'm working on my healing every day. I'm working on myself every day. Even something like that, or I'm okay. I'm okay in this moment. I am enough in this moment. I love myself. I know some of those things are uncomfortable to say, but the more you say them, the more you will start accepting them as truth. And your soul always knows they're true. It's just the brain that gets in the way sometimes.
Yes, yes. And as individuals, we each have our own little happiness or gratification tools that, that we can say or think about that really will kind of just calm us and bring that thought and that motion into the moment, won't it?
Absolutely. Even if it's just settling down for a couple seconds, turning off the phone and taking a couple deep breaths, tuning into your breath, inviting your breath to slow down and relax. Just these little check-ins during the day with ourselves, it can really change our lives, just with, even if you're doing it a couple of times a day.
Yes, yes. So would you say it's beneficial to take the time now and then to just kind of reclaim our calm, become calm? How important is that, would you say?
It is super important, Paula, especially with all the distractions now. We could get alerts on our phone, and we're constantly answering emails, and we feel like, oh no, if I don't respond this second, someone's going to get mad at me, or feel I'm not doing something. We judge ourselves so harshly, but we really need to check in with ourselves. We really need to make sure we're not getting overwhelmed and bombarded with all this information, and giving ourselves time to just check in. How am I doing? How's my body feeling? Do I need anything? Just as we would ask a loved one, do you need anything? Asking ourselves, what can I do for myself right now that would nourish myself? In the morning, making a plan to do. I have my clients write a list of 10 things that nourish them, whether it's a cup of tea or reading for a little while or a bath or going outside in nature. Like going to that list every day, doing one thing for the list on the list for yourself, because it is important to nourish ourselves and feel full of energy, so that when we are giving to other people, we're giving from that love space.
Yes, I love that. Nourish ourselves. Oh, I love that. And that's a way of loving ourselves as well, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you nourish yourself, body, mind, and spirit? We talk about eating a lot, which is very important, but the mind and spirit are pretty important too. So what are you doing to nourish those parts of you?
Yes. And it can be difficult, to make that move from self-judgment to self-realization and motivation. So what would you say to those out there that are struggling to do that want to get away from the self-judgment and get, more into the motivation and taking that time to love themselves?
Yeah, I would love for them to reflect on a time where they did overcome something. A lot of times we're reflecting on the times that hurt us. What about something that you made it through, something you're proud of yourself for, maybe even one of the happiest moments of your life, like to start living from that place of love instead of the fear or the judgment or the past, forgiving whatever happened in the past, whether that's forgiving yourself or the situation or another person. Really untethering yourself from the past so you can be in the present and move forward with a healthier, happier future.
Yeah. Because we really do make that choice every moment, don't we, of where we're going to put our thoughts and our mindset on this situation and, what we're afraid of or what's holding us back, or this situation of what we're grateful for and what we see coming, what we're manifesting, the positivity. We make that choice every moment, don't we?
We sure do. And we're human, so we usually don't make the choice that's best for us a lot of the time. But the
Mhm.
beautiful thing is we get the next moment to choose too.
Yes.
And if we can be gentle with ourselves, we will self-sabotage. We will take a couple side steps. Life's not a forward march the whole time, but being gentle with ourselves, knowing we're human, knowing the times that we do sabotage, there's a reason behind that. Maybe we're feeling not worthy. Maybe an old story is coming up. Showing ourselves compassion in that moment instead of that judgment just helps. You wouldn't judge a loved one, you wouldn't judge a child, you'd wrap your pet up if they were upset in a big hug. I mean, really starting to treat ourselves like we do our closest loved ones.
Yeah, because it really is. Every step is a path. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm at the park and I want to find this perfect path. Oh no, oh gosh. Okay, here's the lake. I'm gonna have to walk through the lake to get over to the other path or go over some rocks. But I'm getting to that path.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more fun that way too. We appreciate those happy moments more. If we've had those
Yes.
moments of struggle, we know that those moments of joy are really to be cherished so much. And a lot of us won't. It's very uncomfortable to sit in a happy memory. When I would work with groups, I'd have people remember, one of their hardest memories and then one of their happiest memories. And the hardest memory was really easy to come to because it was something they've replayed in their mind over and over again, and almost didn't have as much weight, but it did have that holding power. But then that happy moment, I had so many tears of joy, like, oh, wow, I get to relive this. I get to remember how special this moment was. And it really can shift you if you close your eyes and bring in every sense of that happy moment in your life and tell yourself, if you were worthy of joy then, you're worthy of joy now, and you're inviting it in by remembering it.
Yeah. And it is so true, Jenny, that the difficult times in our life can bring us such an enhanced gratitude for the good times in our life, for the good, blessings and things that bring us joy. It really does.
Absolutely. Yeah, it gives us something to kind of remember. I remember being sick and wow, do I appreciate my health now,
That's it. And you feel better and you're like dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, I really appreciate you feeling good health. I really appreciate it now more than I did.
Yeah. And the same is true with everything.
Yeah.
We've all had relationships that maybe were not the healthiest or in our best, interest, whether that's friends or jobs or, intimate relationships. But then when we do have that relationship that is nourishing and reflects back to us that love, wow, it just feels so good. It is so precious.
Ah, well put, and that just, it really does. Those that don't enhance us, the ones that do enhance us, they're so much more precious and valuable to us, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Take a moment, please, Jenny, to share with everyone your website or any information that you want to get out there to them today.
Sure. My website is jennymannion.com. So JennyMannion.com. If you join free trial of Love 365 for every day, you're going to get a little tidbit on love through the chakras, because I'm a big fan of energy. And at the end of the 7 days, you get a love through the chakras meditation. And I really believe in making the chakras easy because it is our inner diagnostic system. We're not taught how to tune in, but it's a very powerful tool when we start understanding them. And to know that our fourth heart chakra is affiliated with love and relationships, and that's self-love. I mean, it really can give us direction to know how to nourish ourselves in a deeper way.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Oh, the chakra work is just so fantastic. Oh, I bet your meditation is awesome. Well, with a few minutes left in the show, Jenny, what last words do you want to share with everyone today?
I'd like to just tell everyone that you're so special. You are unique in your gifts, in your traits, in your story, and you deserve to share that. You deserve love. You deserve happiness, body, mind, and spirit. And if you start being a little gentle to yourself and just start taking these steps, life really does begin to unfold in beautiful ways. And just affirm to yourself that you're ready. You're ready to do a little work, because it will just open up more and more, and you deserve a life of bliss.
Yes, yes. And so much can open up, can't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for my health, I have the relationship of my dreams, published author, like all these dreams started to come true when I started to apply these things to other aspects of my life. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. This is, this isn't rocket science. This is just us being kind, mindful, and loving to ourselves.
Yes, yes. And through your website, they can sign up, they can take part in the wonderful things you're doing. And that just, I just have to say thank you and give you a big heartfelt thank you for all the people that you're making a difference in their lives. That is really, really special, Jenny. I'm really grateful.
Thank you, Paul. I'm so grateful for your too. I could talk to you forever and just feel the love from you. And yeah, so nice to speak with you.
And isn't it
Thank you for
wonderful?
having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's so wonderful that we can all be a team and support each other. To everyone out there, we support you. We do. And, together we can share that caring energy and kindness and compassion, because everyone's got a new step every moment, that new path.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about
it's such a beautiful opportunity, and it's a little dance that we do on the path. It's side to side, a little back. It's okay.
Okay, now the rest of the day, I'm going to picture us. Okay, Jenny and I are on the path. We've got everybody behind us, and we're just all dancing down the path.
Oh, I love that.
Love
Dance is one of my passions. I love it.
Me too. So that's going to be our path today. And everyone out there, I invite you to join us. Oh, Jenny, thank you so much. This has been so fantastic.
Thank you, Paula. I appreciate it.
I'm just honored to have you on the show. And again, everybody, it's jennymannion.com. Check it out and enjoy. And to everyone out there, love, hugs, and blessings. Have a fantastic day. Jenny, love, hugs, and blessings.
Love, hugs, and blessings to you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.